Hello and welcome to Leading the Way, the official podcast of Edison Township Public Schools. This is where progress, purpose, and passion come to life as we spotlight the voices and insights, as well as the initiatives that are shaping the future of education for our students. From the classrooms to the boardrooms and to the moments in between, just join me on this journey for sharing the voices of those who inspire, innovate, and elevate our schools and our community. My name is Dr. Edward Aldarelli, proud superintendent of the Edison Township Public Schools. Thanks for joining us, and let's dive in. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, actually, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Aldarelli, superintendent of schools of Edison Township. Welcome to a spring edition of Leading the Way podcast. I have the privilege of talking to this evening Mr. Jeremy Hur, graduate from Edison High School STEM Academy 2023. All right. So a couple of years from now, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, awesome. On spring break currently right now?
Yeah, it's good to be back in New Jersey. It was like 80 degrees in Georgia, and then I came down here and it was like 45, and I forgot a jacket, so I was borrowing my dad's.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of a temperature shift for you, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about what college you go to, what your path there, what are you studying?
Yeah, so right now I'm a junior at Georgia Tech. I'm doing industrial and systems engineering, so that's a lot of math, basically any systems, manufacturing lines, airport lines, even financial systems, sort of using math to optimize them, setting up people systems. But before that, I actually went to the University of Rochester for a year. I studied music and electrical enginering.
Oh, really?
And it was a small school in upstate New York.
Major shift, though,
really cool.
in paths.
Yeah. So it wasn't for me. So I transferred down south to Georgia Tech, and that's where I'm probably going to be graduating. But that was a sort of a weird shift after high school.
Music, affinity for music. You play an instrument?
Oh yeah, I play the violin.
All right.
I was in the Edison High School Orchestra. I love that, and I still love music, but just no time for that in school right now.
That's great. Internships, I would imagine junior year. What have you done so far?
Yeah. So actually, right after I transferred to Georgia Tech, I didn't know what an internship was. I was studying music, and also the school that I went to, Rochester, it was really small and very collegiate. It was a lot of fed right into academia, and so I didn't really have much experience with internships or interviewing or reaching out to companies, and so I transferred. The Career Center at Georgia Tech was super helpful. It helped me set up my resume. And then I got an internship with Delta for the spring semester.
Oh wow! What were you doing?
Yeah, I was doing data analytics and a lot of program management for ergonomics. So when at the airport you have the people that pick up bags and load them onto the line that moves them onto the planes, and you have the people that load them onto the planes, and you have the flight attendants that open and close the doors for takeoff and landing, and there's a lot of human movements there, and there's a lot of injuries that can happen. And so what I was doing was sort of looking at the patterns and finding ways to cut injury losses, or try to optimize for injury claims, or even systems like how the door opens, trying to optimize that so that it decreases your finger getting caught or whatever.
So interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool because you get to learn stuff in the classroom and then directly apply that in the real world, and then you see the impacts of that. And then after that, in the summer, I also worked at Tesla.
Well, that was my next question, which is, I heard you met Elon Musk.
I did adjacently. I was kind of in the room with him. Interns, you're not really allowed to speak to him, but basically I was doing sort of electronic component design and manufacturing and all sorts of that area. And so, I got to work with a lot of really, really cool teams. I got to move out to the San Francisco Bay Area.
Really?
I got to try out their, the self-driving cars, and it was really cool.
Oh, what a great experience.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And so that kind of leads me into, this series right now, we're talking about an element of our strategic plan, right? Our vision for the next 5 years,
right?
Which is our portrait of the graduate, what we hope all graduates from Edison Township Public Schools walk out the door with at the
Right.
very end from their senior year, right? And we hope that, not only they've been enriched academically, but have made great friends, have durable skills that make them successful in the workplace, like ready for college, career, a great understanding of that, work well on teams, and have wonderful experiences beyond Edison Township. Tell me what you think the STEM Academy did in preparation for you to take the next step from the Edison High STEM Academy. Like, what were some of the things that were skills that translated really well to the path that you just described?
Oh yeah, there's the STEM Academy. I attribute a lot of sort of the luck that has come my way, sort of almost stems from that.
That's great.
I mean, I was in middle school, and I didn't even know what the STEM Academy was until I think Mrs. Desoy and Mr. Ross from Edison High School. They came into my 8th grade geometry class, and they sort of, it was like, hey, why don't you guys are eligible to apply, why don't you just apply? And I did some research, I wrote my essay, I got in, I interviewed, and I mean, when I went to, when I showed up on the first day, it was like this consolidation of some of the most brilliant people that I had ever met up until that point, with all their interests and niche. There's one I'm really close friends with him, but he loves the weather. Like he wanted to be a meteorologist, and he was obsessed with that. And everyone had their own interests. And I think STEM as a program gave us the resources to explore that, in a multidisciplinary way.
Yeah.
We had access to 3D printers and laser cutters and all sorts of workshop lab equipment and really state-of-the-art stuff for a high school even. There was a project for a class that we took in engineering where we had to sort of solder. So that's electronically connecting wires with metal, like liquid metal and stuff. That's we had to learn how to solder and build our own circuits and whatnot. And that skill, I referenced directly in my interview with Tesla actually, and that's sort of what landed me the job.
Wow.
Is that I had that prior experience, and so I really feel like the resources that I was given access to, it helped me explore and try out new things that led to real world skills that I can leverage now in the workplace and in school and beyond high school, and so it was really awesome.
When we talk about durable skills or soft skills, some of the things that they look for in the workplace, especially in the internships that you provided, is the ability to work well on a team, the ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And that's some of the things that are embedded not only in the curricula here, but part of the existing academies over at Edison High School, but the other ones that we're building as well too, through biomedical, business, computer science. Can you give me an example of how that helped you in your academic career? Some of those experiences that you had here in your classwork and your coursework.
Oh yeah.
How did that help you?
For team building, I mean, really, we had the senior design project also. We grouped up and we were just meant to create. We were given a budget, sort of go ham wild with our imagination. Me and my partner, the weather guy, actually.
Yeah.
We built a device that we stick into the ground, and it measures the humidity and the salinity and the texture and the moisture on the roads to prevent black ice. Sort of detect and warn for that. And it was the first time where I had actually, it was like from nothing to something. We had built and used our creativity and our engineering skills and created something. And I do hackathons now, which is where you get into teams and you spend 48 hours in a room, sort of like coding and building things. And that was the first time that I had even experienced or had learned it for myself that I would be able to do that, something like that. And so, in my classes, obviously, we were a tight cohort, so we got to know each other very well. And there would be group projects where I learned things from each other.
Yeah.
Where we would, in our class, when we're learning new things, bounce ideas upon each other. And it's not this isolated sort of individualistic thing. It's a holistic
approach to problem solving.
Right, exactly,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. We talk a lot about perseverance, right?
Yeah.
And grit and determination, and the understanding that learning is about trial and error sometimes and failing
Yeah.
forward. Do you see the translation of skills from our academies over into the world that you're currently in right now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I started high school my freshman year, the end of it, with COVID, and so
okay.
yeah, my end of my freshman year, and then the entirety of my sophomore year was online, and that threw a wrench, I think, into my whole perspective in terms of school and in terms of life and everything, because I had been so sort of motivated and determined and to do well in school, and then COVID throws a wrench into that, and now I'm home, and I lost a lot of that motivation, partly because I wasn't in the room with my teachers. I wasn't in the room with a lot of my classmates that motivated me to do better, and so I really had to persevere. I think I was very close to maybe dropping out of
Calling
STEM.
it quits.
Or
Really
or
interesting.
even like just maybe STEM and engineering wasn't for me. Just because I couldn't apply myself. I couldn't see the results of the fruits I was growing.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, is when you're in the classroom and you're learning stuff, that you get the chance to sort of show what you've learned, instead of maybe you're not really sure whether you learned it or not.
The project-based approach, right? Especially working in teams, it seems like the experiences that you've had, not only in college but through your internships, have helped as well. Too,
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, they sort of act as a motivator. You do one small thing and you feel like you can do something bigger, and then you just keep going.
If you were to have the opportunity to talk to some of our 8th grade students, right? You remember, Mr. Soy as well as Mr. Ross coming in, and not only pitching the program, but talking about all the different experiences that you had at Edison High School within the academy, and even if it was a particular pathway. What would you say to 8th graders that might be a little bit reluctant or on the fence about dipping their toe in the water into something like this?
So it's been a while since I've been in 8th grade. Really, you've been in 8th grade.
Yeah,
the world
it's
changes
been a lot longer for me.
Yeah, the world changes really quickly. And so, going into high school now, it's a completely different world. There's AI, there's new technologies, there's change in the economy, and there's a lot of changing factors. But I think one thing that doesn't really change is sort of the desire for you to achieve something. It's to create or to make an impact somewhere. And so I think 8th graders now really have the tools for that more than ever. They have access to, at Edison High School, they have access to the labs that were being built, the sort of workshops being built while I was there. They have the esports center. They have the 3D printers and the laser cutters that we as students actually helped set up. They have access to the history of past senior design projects. They have access to AI tools if they want to leverage that. They have so many things at their disposal that can be leveraged to do something, to learn effectively, as long as they're used correctly, obviously. But honestly, I think when I was an 8th grader, personally, I thought life was I saw life very short-sightedly.
Sure.
There was 8th grade, and then high school, college, and that was anything beyond that was too far for me to comprehend.
Sure.
And even now, I haven't even fully entered the workforce. But in 8th grade, all you can think about is high school, and maybe what college you're going to go to. But I think beyond that, it's good to think big, sort of see yourself in 20 years and what you want to do and what you want to have accomplished. And there's nothing too big. I think if I went back and told 8th grade me in 8th grade that I would work on electric cars or on,
awesome.
On airplanes or something, I would have I mean, I wouldn't have believed you, but there's no dream too big. I think it's good to start early and start dreaming big.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And that's one of the things that we try and instill in all of our 8th grade students is, you know, you don't have to define what your career path currently, you know, is. You shouldn't know that when you're 13 years old, right? But or you might actually know it when you're 13 years old. But we want to make sure that we're providing you with opportunities and the skills necessary to succeed at any job.
Right.
Or at any career or any pathway that you so choose. And that's some of the things that we're currently working on right now. And it's great to hear that your experiences kind of mirror what our expectations as well as our implementation is over the course of the last couple of years here. If you go back, you know, a couple of years, you think about one thing maybe you'd tweak or improve the STEM program. Is there anything that any advice you have for us? I mean, we could definitely touch base with Ms. Tasoy. I know she's always looking to improve that program as well as Mr. Ross.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I checked up on it. Apparently now there's the computer science course, and
yes,
and you know, there's all these different academies, and it's grown in size, and I think that's awesome. I mean, that's something I wanted to see too. Sort of maybe in an age where learning about computer systems, where they're so important, and you know, with AI becoming almost an inevitability of life in schools, and learning about the systems that run that are very important.
It's great.
It's like the Learn to Code initiative in the 2010s, when programming and software and tech was beginning to bloom. More schools started to push a computer science, like course or sort of a plan.
Yeah.
And so I think it's good. I think Edison as a township is really proactive and progressive on sort of the skills that we're developing in children. I mean, in the South, I go to school in the South now, but I hear from people that went to schools in Georgia and in Alabama, and a lot of their districts are a little bit more conservative. They're scared of AI, and they're scared of computers in the classroom, and they take a more apprehensive approach to education. But I really think, having grown up in the Edison school district, it's been awesome. I mean, I had MacBooks in high school, and I got used to doing CAD and I don't even know, like it's just like it's awesome. It's things that people are learning for the first time in college that I had already touched in high school.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, really great. All right, let's go a little bit off topic now. What's your favorite memory from the Eagle's Nest?
Oh, my favorite memory. Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
like what's coming to mind right now?
I really enjoyed, honestly, that summer. So for the STEM program,
I know. Yeah.
To take AP Bio in 9th grade, you have to take sort of a introductory bio course over the summer, and I really loved that summer. It was this really rigorous sort of like 3 months where I'm spending my summer just in a classroom. Thankfully, it was air conditioned, but in this classroom, learning about things I had never thought about before, cells and the mitochondria and evolution, and I was absorbing all that information along with my classmates who were also really, they enjoyed learning, and so I felt it was the first time I felt compelled to learn, almost motivated to stay on top of my work and to
excited to wake up every morning and get to class.
Right.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was
that's what we strive for.
Yeah, it was the first time school didn't feel like a drag or anything. It was like a place where I would go and I would actually store information and be able to look at things, look at the leaves outside and be able to know exactly what was going on under the hood. And I really enjoyed that.
Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. You're on spring break right now. You doing anything? You doing anything exciting? I mean, listen, it's always good to come back and visit family and hang out. And anything planned on the docket here?
I guess so. I mean, this was on the
Listen, I am super happy that I'm actually a part of your trip back. To Jersey. So that's awesome.
This is really cool. But I have exams when I get back waiting for me. So part of my day is
studying.
Yeah.
All right.
Studies never
What exams
stop.
you got? What do you got?
I've got so there's a class I'm taking called Statistical Methods. It's just it's like an extension of AP Statistics, where you look at large populations and you can apply different statistical methods, and also digital system design, where you sort of can take these small, low-level components, electrical components, and you build up a system. Like, how is memory in a computer actually stored? Or how is, when you turn on a switch on a device, how does it know to output what you want it to output, and sort of building those sorts of things out. But yeah, it's pretty hard. I got to study for that.
It's awesome. All right, 2 quick questions. What's your favorite restaurant in Edison Township? Like what place? Where are you going for food?
Honestly, I love White Castle.
There you go, man. Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, it's right down Route 1, but I love White Castle. I had it like 2 days ago when I got back. It's just like, it's open 24 hours.
Yeah.
I go and the sliders are cheap. I mean, also, I love Frank's by Edison.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a pizza shop there. Sort of every couple of days after school, you'd go and get a slice. And
fantastic.
Really
and what about on campus?
At Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
man.
I mean that's a staple in everywhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, Chick-fil-A is.
You almost have to choose schools whether they have it or not, right? Yeah, that's great.
I love Chick-fil-A.
Awesome.
That's like the after class. You sort of just gotta go there.
That's great. That's great. Well, listen, I really appreciate the time today. I think conversations like these not only validate what we're trying to do here in Edison Township as the end result of a graduate, right? Right. All of the components that have made you successful and flourish in your capacity as a student over at Tech. But I think it's great for our current students and our parents to see all the things that we're trying to do each and every single day to make sure that the experience that they have in Edison Township, not only whether it's an academy class, art class, whatever path they choose, that we're teaching those skills that'll transcend
right.
all markets.
Those foundational skills.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Jeremy, absolute pleasure, my man.
Of course.
Thank
likewise.
you so much. That's great. Another episode of Leading the Way is wrapping up. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good one.